Hello po sa mga
Hello.
viewers
Ayan.
natin diyan.
Okay. Ayos lang. Start na tayo. Let's go. This is a battle of English eh. Kaya medyo kailangan nating mag-start na. Alright? Let them in. Alright. Let them in. Alright, here we go. That's it. There you go. Wow. Handsome guys, huh?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes. Krisan, asan yung link pang ano? Pwede bang i-ano to, share sa FB right now? Share na sa FB, pwede?
Yes, pwede
Yung
po.
link, yung link. Okay. Alright. Asan ang ano, yung link nito? Yung binigay mo, yun na link?
Hindi po. Nasa ano,
Asan na?
yung mismong nasa YouTube po.
YouTube. Okay, okay, okay. Open the. Okay, let's start. Let's go. Hi, welcome to Vickris live TV talk show here on YouTube, the GBT Films TV channel, and we are now live with two of our guests. By the way, I'm Vic TIRO, and with me is my co-host Chris and Hernandez, and with us is our guest for tonight. We have two of the martial artists, most respected martial artists, foreign martial artists here now living in the Philippines. We have Andy KUNZ and Mr. Bobby Bridges. Let's give them warm of applause. Woo! All right, welcome guys. Say hello to the viewers.
Good
All
evening,
right,
everyone.
go. Say hello, guys. Andy, you may
Hello.
start.
Good evening.
Yeah. All right.
Am I coming through loud and clear?
Oh,
Testing.
so
Testing.
Andy,
1, 2, 3.
here you go. More,
Testing. One,
more.
two, three.
That's okay. That's okay now.
Is good.
It's good. It's good. You can hear now.
Okay. Once again, good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Bobby Bridges. Andy Coons.
Nawala po.
Hey, come on. Yes, hey, how are you? How are you doing, Mr. Bobby Bridges? Can you tell us more about you?
Well, I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much. And
All right.
well, um, as you had just mentioned, yes, I had been training in the martial arts for most of my life, actually. And
Uh-huh.
while here in the Philippines, I run my own gymnasium, not only a fitness center, but a place where I've been teaching boxing, Wing Chun Kung Fu, and
Uh-huh.
Jiu-Jitsu, among other systems, depending on the individual, whatever he's looking for, and why he wants to train in any particular art.
All
And
right.
aside from that, before the pandemic started, I had been working as a ring official, quite
Wow.
specifically a judge and referee for pro boxing here and abroad. But these days, I've just been teaching seminars online to other ring officials overseas.
Wow, that's nice to know. And how
Wow.
about you, Mr. Andy Coons? Do you have any warm of applause? Here's Andy.
Hello.
Yeah,
I
how are
got a
you
little
doing?
sound.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, Andy? What's happening?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, now you can hear us, all right. So please
Yes.
introduce yourself, Andy.
I'm Andy Kunz. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also part of YT45. I'm Adolf, the bad mafia type
Yes.
gangster. And
Yes.
yes, that's it.
That's it. All right. That's all. How about martial arts? You may introduce yourself in martial arts.
Yes, I do martial arts since I'm 9 years old. And I started with judo, jiu-jitsu, karate, then
Mm-hmm.
later I did different styles of kung fu and also other martial arts. So because I'm in the movies, I like to have as much experience as possible with martial arts, different fighting styles, and different weapons.
All right. Hey, Chris, and can you ask them? Can you say
Yes,
something or
I
ask?
have a question for both of you. How did you get
Yes.
started with martial arts?
Andy, would you like to go first?
I started in school because they always beat me up in the school. So I I learned first a little bit boxing, then later judo. So that was my start.
All right.
Wow.
How about you, Sir Bobby?
Well, I've been training in martial arts far back as I can remember, since I was a young child, having been born in Okinawa, Japan, where
Wow.
karate has a rich tradition there. That's what I actually started out with.
Yeah.
And then from there, my dad had influenced me to start learning boxing and to fight in the amateurs since I was in the Pee Wee division, which was before our teenage years. And then eventually, I had joined the U.S. military and had the opportunity to learn jujitsu and eventually Wing Chun Kung Fu.
All right. How about Jeet Kune Do?
Oh yes, absolutely. I was in the height of my career in the military when I had dabbed into JKD as well, over in the West Coast in the United States, which was quite easy for me to pick up due to having its strong roots in Wing Chun,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Chris, do you have any other questions?
Have you used what you learned in real life?
What?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In real life, yes. Well, having experienced times of war while in the military, yes, I definitely got to learn firsthand what works in real combat when someone's trying to kill you. And that's not something I wish on anybody ever to have
Yeah.
experienced, martial artist or not. But you will definitely know what will work for you when it's beyond self defense, when it comes to survival. Yes, and that
Oh.
also helped me to um, revise a lot of the prior training I've had. You see, because it's not just learning in a dojo or dojang or kun, it's learning how to apply what you've learned out there in the field, in
Yeah.
real combat, so to
Yes.
where you get to see the sun the next day. All the superficiality of looking good while you're fighting, that is irrelevant. You have to
Yeah.
use what works for you.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
good.
that's primarily the philosophy of JKD, is what works
Yeah.
for you, depending on the environment as well, not just who you're fighting, it's where you're actually fighting at, you
Yes.
see.
That's right.
So that's a huge experience there. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing I could think of at the moment to answer your question.
Yeah. How about Andy Kunz?
I had also my experience, not for life or death. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I was in school every day fighting. I learned fight different opponents. Later, I was a bouncer in one of the red light bars in Zurich, High Fish Bar, and I was also a bodyguard. And I was a bodyguard for a lawyer. He had many enemies, so but it's not war situation. It's more situations.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Oh, Chris Ann. Guys, this is Chris Ann, my actress in my film and my drama, uh, radio drama series coming up probably next week. Sumatar, the zombie
Yeah.
killer. All right, and Chris Ann, for your information, these two guys have disciplines in Kung Fu, Hong Gar, Krav Maga, Wing Chun, Jeet Kune Do. Same with me. All right. So last time I had a chance and privilege to talk with had a talk and conversation with can I call you Sipu Bobby Bridges? Sipu
Oh,
Bobby
sure.
Bridges, Bobby Bridges and Andy Kunz, of course. Earlier this morning, we had a talk with Andy Kunz, and we had a nice chatting with them. Okay, Christian, what can you say or do you have any questions for them?
I have plenty.
Fire away.
What are your disciplines in martial arts?
Oh, they already answered that the discipline. What else? Do you have any questions for them? Come on, Christian.
When will you stay here in the Philippines and why?
Or did you? When did you stay here in the Philippines? When?
Andy, would you like to go first?
Andy.
First time I come to Philippines was 20 years ago. This around year 2000. I had a girlfriend here. I met her in Switzerland. That was my first experience in Philippines. And then 10 years later, I was here with the TV show, with the Swiss TV show. We spent like 3 months here, but I stayed here till now. As I'm now 10 years in the Philippines.
10 years. Wow. Oh yeah, I
Wow.
remember I met Andy Kunz year 2012, right, Andy? And we have a
Yes,
nice spaghetti. We have a nice spaghetti. Is that right in Cubao? Is that right? Remember that spaghetti? We
yes.
eat spaghetti.
We did a lot of
And
things. We did a lot of short movies and
uh,
uh, yes, also some events together.
yes, we've been together for how many years? 9 years. 9 years, Andy, right?
Yes, I think
9 years.
so.
And it is my humbling privilege to meet and great opportunity for me to meet Bobby Bridges in person here live. Huh? Live.
Thank you.
Okay, later on we're going to show you some of your stops that you sent to us, the videos that you've been doing, especially on training. Uh, I just, uh, have a questions for you guys. Um, what are you been doing right now in this time of pandemic? Uh,
Well,
Buddy.
um, yes. Well, as I mentioned, I've been teaching seminars online to my colleagues overseas,
Mm-hmm.
the countries I've gone to officiate the boxing matches as a referee and judge. Aside from that, I've been, of course, training on my own and also with my buddy Andy Kuntz here. I mean, we're practically neighbors. He just lives in the next town over here in
Yeah,
Bulacan, and
yeah,
every time
Bulacan.
we've every time we've gotten together, we've been training intensely with our not only with our respective disciplines, but with other techniques that we've picked up over the years. Sometimes I throw techniques from karate at him, and then JKD to Wing Chun to Jiu Jitsu, you name it, and he's been doing the same for me to keep me on my toes and to keep me alert as well. You know, having thrown unexpected things at me at times. And aside from that, my family and I had been very, very active with the outreach programs that we've been participating in, not just as a part of the world organizations of boxing that I've been a member of. It's just the right thing to do. I mean, before the pandemic, we've had the Taal volcano eruption around this time last year, and then the
That was last year.
typhoons. Yes, and the typhoons hit this country hard in various areas, and even here in northern Luzon. Ever since these things occurred, we've put together relief packs of food and toys for the kids and
Wow,
whatever people need around here. We've pretty much supplied them with as much as possible.
wow, that's nice. That's nice to know. How about you, Andy Kunz? What you've been doing
Before
right now?
pandemic, I was very active. I worked in many telenovelas for ABS and GMA. I was always somewhere to shoot, and it was a big shock as through the pandemic, I was no more able to do that. So I decided to write on my computer. So I start writing books, and I also starting writing scripts. I connected with people in Switzerland and Germany, and I writing the different scripts for action movies. And I hope that after pandemic, we can do all these projects.
Yeah. Actually, we have a project that always been uh, cannot that's always been standby. We have a project. Andy Kunz and I have a project called the Manila's Dragon. The Manila's Dragon. It is a martial arts movie that I'm planning to do since then. But right now we still keep on dreaming to finish that movie, to do that movie, right, Andy? But still, Andy Kunz, of course, uh, is part of the movie as the villain of the said film that we're going to do, the Manila's Dragon. Chris, do you want to ask them again or want to say something?
Yes, I'm always the bad guy, also in Manila Dragon. I hope we can do that and have a nice fight scenes there. So I really look forward to that.
Yeah, we've always been doing Andy Kunz. We've always been doing short films regarding for Manila's Dragon scenes. No, right? Like short films of doing nunchucks, battling with nunchucks. I already sent it to you, right, Bobby? The nunchucks that the short film that we did, and then we
Right.
also did some short scenes, fight scenes with Andy Kunz in Manila's Dragons before in year 2012. Then still
Hmm.
on, they just keep on trying to do that. I hope if it's all well, we can continue and do the film, right, Andy? How about you,
Yes,
Mr. Bobby Bridges? Do you do films or do you have an experience acting on television? Or what?
Not quite. Not really. And those clips that you've seen, Andy and me, those are just a couple of things we've put together
Yeah,
based on a lot of the training that we've done. I mean, a lot of the things that you've seen in those clips, that's pretty much how we've trained, or been training, rather.
yeah. Actually, I like the clips that you sent to me, Andy sent it to me, because we're going to do that as part of the clip in a YG45 Part 2. I'm introducing you both there in the YG45 series that I'm a movie that I've been doing, but I'm showing it in YouTube for the people who would like to see and requesting to see some of the scenes that we did. But YG45 Part 2 hasn't been done yet or finished. We haven't finished it yet, and so I'd like uh, to Andy Kunz to be there as part of the movie, short movie of that said film, the YG45 Part 2, and you, Bobby Bridges, is also there. And that's why you did those fight scenes, right? Okay. So, Chris, can you say, hey, Chris, where are you?
Oh, he disappeared.
She disappeared on the thin air. Yeah, there you go. She's back.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, all right. There she is.
Hide and seek here.
Actually, Chris will soon will be my student. Yeah, she will be started training with me. I
Yes,
don't know
I
when
really want
because of the
to learn
pandemic.
martial arts.
Yeah, she saw things. So, I, Chrisan, what can you say? Come on, Chrisan.
Yeah, I'm nosebleed.
If you want to learn
So
martial arts, you can't nosebleed. That's a no-no there. Well, look at it this way, Chrisanne. Um, Andy Kutz and I are the foreigners here. We should be the ones nosebleeding here.
yeah, hey, Chrisan has a question for you guys. If you if you know, if you understand Tagalog, that's what she wants to say, I guess. Right, Chris Ann?
Very little. That's the thing. I've been a permanent resident since 2007. However, since that time till until the pandemic, I've traveled
Mm-hmm.
quite extensively overseas a lot, and not just to the U.S. but to Japan as well, where I was born, and all these other nations to cover the boxing matches. So this is actually the longest I've actually been in the Philippines during this pandemic. So
Yeah,
I may understand Tagalog very
quite a
little
bit.
due
Yeah.
to
A
my
bit.
background in Espanol, but I don't
Oh,
know if I can
Spanish.
answer it properly.
Si, senor. Si, senor. Yeah. How about Chris Ann asks you in Tagalog? Let's see if you can understand both of you, huh? Chris Ann,
We'll
can you ask
see.
them in Tagalog?
Can't guarantee, but we'll see.
Let, let them
Um,
nosebleed in Tagalog.
We're all
Ilan
ears.
taon na po kayong interesado sa martial arts?
When did we first get interested in martial arts? Is that what that is?
How
How
many
many
years
years?
have you been
Oh,
interested
how
in
many? How
martial
many
arts?
total years? Okay, all right. I was close on that one.
Yeah,
Well,
close.
to be quite honest with you, you can say that I started at 4 years of age.
Wow,
Wow.
4 years.
Yes, that was back in 1978.
Oh, nice one. How old are you right now?
I will be
Would you mind
47.
asking?
I'll be 47
44.
this year.
Andy Kunz is 45 years old.
I'm 57.
Just joking.
I couldn't keep a straight face either.
How about you, Andy? Chrisan, can you ask Andy Kunz in Tagalog? Can you ask Andy Kunz in Tagalog? Chrisan. Oh, Chrisan's just laughing. She can't. Come on, Chrisan, ask them in Tagalog. Ask Andy Kunz.
Oh
If
yeah, it's
Andy
Andy's
Kunz,
turn. Yeah, pick his brains
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Di ba
Talk to
matagal
him
na
in
po kayo
Tagalog.
dito sa Pilipinas? Ba't hindi pa rin po kayo like try niyo po speak mag-Tagalog?
Andy,
Uh, Marunong ng Tagalog konti lang.
Wow!
but but it's in the Philippines I become better in English because my English is very poor before I came to Philippines, and instead of Tagalog I learned English. So next thing we'll learn is Tagalog.
yeah. Andy Kunz, by the
I,
way, for our televiewers, Andy Kunz was naturally is from Switzerland, right, Andy?
yes,
Switzerland.
I'm from Switzerland, and we have four national languages, but none of them is English. So we don't have
German.
English. We have German, we have French, we have Italian, we have Romansh, but no no English.
Yeah. Actually, some of my students, foreigner students here, some of my foreigner students were actually Germans. From since 2012, I teach a lot of foreigners who is German. Okay. And how about you, Mr. Bobby Bridges? What is
Yes.
your nationality, by the way?
Well, I'm a born U.S. citizen of Japanese descent and
Japanese.
of British, German, American descent. So you can call me United Nations if you so choose.
But Bobby, you told me last time you were born in Bicol, right?
No, no, sir. I was
Oh
born in
no,
Okinawa.
Okinawa, and then sorry, you were born in Okinawa, but you live in Bicol, right? Is that right? Hey, we lost him. Hello, Mr. Bobby. Where are you? Kasi nawala
Hello,
sila. Hello? Andy. Bobby is
the picture is
just
frozen. So
Bobby.
yes, he was
He
born
had
in Okinawa and then moved to United States.
mm-hmm. There you go. Bobby's coming back. And then continue, Andy. Continue, Andy.
So I grew up in Switzerland. My mother is from Austria, so where is Portugal?
Uh-huh. Christian, static. He's static. Did you lose him? Did you lose him, Christian?
Ano po,
No.
mahina po sa kanila.
Hello.
Signal. The signal is
Poor
slow
connection.
signal. Poor connection. Lousy signal now.
Shoutout po muna tayo.
Yeah, shout out. Andy KUNZ, do you have a shout out? Shout out to greetings, Andy. Before we
So
go
I
back.
can hear you.
You can't hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you do you have any someone to greet? Do you have
Someone
any
to
someone to
greet.
greet? Yeah, shout out.
Okay, who? I have so many people to greet.
Yes.
So I just greet all
Yes.
all watching YT45, all
Yes.
my students in martial arts, and all my friends. Ernie, he's in the mountain now, and
Uh-huh.
they are a group of mountain climbers. I greet them all.
Come on, continue.
So, and also Snoopy. Snoopy say also hello. Where is
Snoopy
he?
is a dog.
Yes,
It's dog.
he's curious what we do here.
He's curious. Can you show us Snoopy? Can you show us Snoopy?
Snoopy, look here.
Christian, look on. Come on,
He
come on. Show us Snoopy. Uh
also a movie star.
huh. Yeah.
Cute
Christian,
naman.
what
He
happened
had a role
to
in the Genius.
Bobby?
He has a role there. Snoopy, why you don't? Yes, here.
Yeah.
Snoopy. That's movie dog
Pa-shoutout po
Snoopy.
daw po si Fubi. Hi, Julian Salon.
Oh, Jules. Oh, there's Bobby. Yeah, right. Hi, Julian Solon. Shout out to Julian, my student in Jeet Kune Do, Kamaido Jeet Kune Do, Julian Solon, who is into Wing Chun also. Hey, Robert, Bobby, say hello
Hello.
to Julian. Uh, he's my
Hello,
student.
Julian.
Yes. He's been training and he's been training with me on Kamaido Jeet Kune Do with a bit of Wing Chun, but he loves Wing Chun, and he has a friend with Sipu Lee from other country. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's
All
why
right,
I
great.
invited him to watch. Invited him to watch. All right,
Oh yes,
shout
and
out.
before you lost me, you were asking me
Yeah,
about when I started in the martial arts. Well,
yeah,
can you see this clearly?
yeah. Is that you?
Yes.
That was when I was 4. Yes, the pair of gloves.
Pair of gloves. Wow. Hey, shout out to Lee Yong Chun. Yeah, I Bobby. Lee Yong Chun is a Sipu of Wing Chun. Lee Yong Chun. He's a friend of Julian. And shout out to Ray, to my other student who's now living in America. Ray, he's now in America. He's going to watch this on YouTube. He's going to watch this on YouTube later on. Yeah, shout out to him. Okay, who else? What else? Bobby,
Yes,
you were born in Okinawa,
that's
but
right.
you told me you experienced living in Bicol, right?
Yes, absolutely. In the Pasacao area.
When was that? When was that? How old are you?
Oh, this was when I had first became a permanent resident back in 2007 or 8. Hmm.
Mm, all right,
Hmm.
all right. So, all right, you live there. How about do you have a house there in Bicol? Do you have a house?
No, only here in Bulacan.
Bulacan. We're in Bulacan, by the way.
An Angat, Bulacan.
Angat, Bulacan. How about you, Andy? Angat too?
In North Sagaray, that's the next
Oh,
village.
North
Right.
Sagaray. I love the place, North Sagaray. We used to do pins there. We used to shoot our tapes, do tapings on networks in North Sagaray. And we
Hmm.
shot
Mhm.
pins there in North Sagaray. Andy, I love that. Have you seen the bridge there in North Sagaray, the famous bridge,
Mm-hmm.
Andy? Right.
Yes, I saw also APS before they shoot in North Sagaray. I
Uh-huh.
don't know telenovela, but I saw them here.
Okay. Guys, by the way, Chris Ann will going to play your short videos and my short videos also for our televiewers. This is our icebreaker for this evening, our commercial trip for them, our videos to show them this is what we're doing as a martial artist. All right, um, Chris Ann, hit it.
That was a fast one, huh?
He just left us. Nice one. Very good. Wow, very good. Chris Ann, what? You're right. That's what Bobby Bridges doing the Wing Chun wooden dummy or Muk Jong in Chinese.
Hmm.
Muk Jong. So right, right.
Right.
Andy Ko is doing the is that Hungar, Andy? What you showed us a while ago? Hungar? Hungar
Yes, it's
move?
a, because I train different styles, and if I demonstrate something, I always mix it up.
Alright. Good, very good. Alright, shout out to Ma'am Yoli Sabilita, the mother of Chris Ann. Say hello guys to Mother Chris Ann, Yoli Sabilita. Say Andy, hello. Alright. Uh, Chris Ann, can you show mine? But just make it as short, not too long. Just make it short. All right. All right, let's move. Thank you. Cheche, cheche. Kong Hei Pachoy. That's all I know. Bobby's laughing about Kong Hei Pachoy. That's Happy New Year, Chris. And that's Happy New Year. How about that, Andy? I miss training with you. You know, Bobby, Andy Kunz and I were used to do some sparring a bit. We do some sparring, just short sparring in circles, where we train. But Bobby, can I ask you, is that Mukyong is yours here in Bulacan?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Hey Bobby, if things are right here right now, after the pandemic, whatever, can I visit your place and do the training and practice with my students?
Absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely. You're more than welcome.
wow. Uh, I love to train with Mukjong. We don't, you know what, Bobby,
Hmm.
we don't have Mukjong here, and we're very excited to train to use Mukjong because it's very rare here in our country. Probably if uh, we do have some Mukjong. I heard before with my former students, it costs 10,000 pesos to 15,000 pesos. That's a lot of money. That's a very expensive
Hmm.
Mukjong. They his dad used to do the fix the made the mukjong and cost for 10 to 15,000 pesos in
Hmm.
Laguna. Yeah, but
I see.
I don't have I wasn't able to buy, or I don't have money like that before. How about you, Andy? Do you have a mukjong in your house? You
No
practice that
more.
too? No more,
I
but you
left
do.
Thailand. I cannot bring them to Philippines,
Where
but
did you
I would
left it?
like to have one. I can show you my one.
Yes, okay.
That's that's my one.
What? Wow.
That's
They are, yeah, the very common martial arts dummy that we use in training on gym. I have a video kicking that kind of dummy in a gym. Wow, that's very nice of you. Andy Kunz, Bobby, Andy Kunz and I always love to do films. Probably if things all right now, if things will be all right now, can I ask Bobby, could you join us just for a guesting, or for a couple of showing some martial arts techniques and moves in the film?
Sure.
Huh? Cool. Cool of you. About you, Chrisan? You wanna come in Bulacan and train in Bobby's gym? You want? Huh? Chrisan? You wanna go there in Bulacan? Hey Bobby, can you ask Chris regarding about martial arts? What she's thinking about martial arts?
Well, I'm all ears. Fire away.
All right. Hey Bobby, look,
Yes.
I'm wearing my kung fu uniform. See?
The cheapo. Yes.
Yeah, my students in America sent this to me last year.
Hmm.
Last year only. It was his gift to me, my student Ray.
Very nice.
Ray is my senior instructor in our group. Ray is our senior instructor. I know Andy knew Ray, right? You knew Ray, my student. Ray.
Ray.
Yes,
Ray
you
King.
know him, right? Ray.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
okay. Ray and Martin. And Martin, you know Martin, right?
Hmm.
All right. So, Susan, do you have any question again? No. Bobby, what I did, what you have seen a while ago of my training, that the forms that I did, it is my own expression of martial arts called Kamaido. But there's a lot of familiar things with Jeet Kune Do, Wing Chun that I've been doing, right? But
Right.
the kata you have seen is my it's my kamaido, my own expression, because I had studied my first martial arts was Okinawan Ryu Karate
Hmm.
in 1990, and then after my master or sensei died in 1991,
Hmm.
we studied. Shifted to Shotokan Karate.
Hmm. I
Shotokan
see.
Karate, 1993. That's why, and then, joining a lot of martial arts tournaments, you know,
Mhm.
and then yeah, then I formed my own martial arts called Kamaido, and Magic Kundo. Okay,
All right.
Kundo.
Great.
Yes, yes, that's right. And the KUNZ, can you say something about your martial arts? Can you say something
About
more about your martial arts?
I learned
Yeah, yeah.
different.
Excuse me. Yeah. Can you tell
I,
our televiewers regarding who is your master in Hong Kong?
in Hong Kong, it was Chiu Chiling, so he was my teacher for Hungar. But before I met Chiu Chiling, I also trained with uh, Lien Chen Ching. Lien Chen Ching was a Peking opera actor,
All
and
right.
he escaped in Switzerland. He had a show there, and he escaped there. So I become his student for 6 years. Then
Mm-hmm.
for 3 years, I was a student of Wu Mei Ling. She is a Hungar master, from Canton. She was one of the first experts stay in Switzerland. She was in Germany, not Switzerland, as was on the border, Constance. So we always go
Mm-hmm.
from Switzerland to Constance for another 4 years. And after that, I met Chiu Chiling in Hong Kong. He was also the teacher of Jackie Chan's son, and he teach a lot of people
Jackie
in the
Chan's son?
yes, he teached him there, and he was very close. He is also in the first Jackie Chan movies, in the Snake in the Eagle's
Eagle Shadow.
Shadow. He have a
Wow.
role there, Kung Fu Hustle. He was also an actor and very well involved in the movie business there. And after Chiu Chiling, I trained with Serge Seguin and Yuan Shi. Yuan Shi is a famous champion in China,
Mm-hmm.
famous for Duncan and Eagle style. And yes, I had different teachers because I traveling around. After that, I went to Florida and learned the Pylam system from Grandmaster Clancy Wilson. So I stay
Wow.
time in Florida to learn the Pylam.
Wow, that's
So I
nice.
also like to learn more.
Actually, I train with a Chinese Kung Fu called Chin Chun Su. You know Chin Chun
Shin,
Su? Chin Chun Su.
Shin Chun
The
Su.
one, no, just joking. The one we use in putting in our paste before, that was very popular in the Philippines. The Chinese powder, the Chin Chun Su. We
Oh,
put it in our paste, make your paste so white. That's why we call it Chin Chun
uh,
Su. Just joking, man. Just joking. How about you? Who's your master, Bobby Bridges? Or I know you
oh.
already told that, but make it more specific.
Well, for Jikundo, actually, when I was in the military, I had studied under Sifu John Lopez, who his lineage was to Dan Inosanto at the time. And with regards to Wing Chun Kung Fu, well, I've always studied under the Ip Man lineage, of course, and my very first Sifu in the style was named John Melilo, who learned directly from Sifu Ip Ching. May he rest in peace. He had just died last year, and I've continued my studies through the same lineage of Wing Chun from Sifu Ip Chun, who is there in Hong Kong now in his 90s, and he's
Wow.
still going strong, really, teaching every day.
My student Julian loves Itchun, the Ip
Yes.
Man. And
And
then continue.
also, I've studied under the direct from William Chung, who also is under
Oh,
Ip
William
Man.
Chun.
But each of these gentlemen had taught their own interpretation of Wing Chun, because as you see, not everybody in Jikundo looks the same as they train and express themselves in Jikundo. Same goes for Wing Chun, because as Ip Man had taught his students in that generation, to for they to express themselves directly and not just to take what he had um, said by face value. In other words, don't just take my word for it. You examine what I've shown you and try it out in the rooftop fights or sparring.
Yeah.
You see, because everybody has different attributes, and even when they do the forms, everybody looks slightly different. Whether
Yeah.
they do if you're familiar with the Sulim Tao, Chum Kyu, and the
Yeah.
Beauty forms, yes, the first hand forms, before the Mukyang Jong, as you saw me do. Everybody who's studied and trained in Wing Chun, they all have slight differences based on their own experiences and interpretations of the techniques. So I may look quite different from many others who had done the Mukyan Jong form as well. You see, so it's like what you said in your journey with Jikundo. You express yourself honestly and completely based on
Yeah.
your own attributes.
That's
That's
right.
a
That's right. That's like what
process of
Bruce
growth.
Lee's been doing. That's what Bruce Lee's been doing before. He doesn't have
Right,
any masters besides Ip Man, but he
right.
trade in with other masters in kung fu. But
That's
he
right,
he throw away a lot of kung fu techniques that he learned. Then after he fought with Wong Jackman, he
right.
put his own system. He put his own interpretation, and that was in
Yes,
1965. But after that fight with Wong Jackman, Bruce Lee started to think of something that will make him good, and but he
oh
started
yeah.
Jeet Kune Do. He started Jeet Kune Do in 1967. He
Mm-hmm.
started calling his
Yeah,
art Jeet Kune Do in 1967, not in 1965. In 1965, it's still Kung Fu. Still uses the term Kung Fu, but with karate kicks, but with the
right,
using because Bruce Lee is fan of reading books about martial
right.
arts. He trained himself reading martial arts books. That's what I've been saying
Yes,
before. What
because
I've
he
been
had not
saying.
completed his training in Wing Chun. He
Yes.
got up to the second hand form Chum Kyu and half of the wooden dummy form, but he didn't let that stop him from developing himself
Yeah. His
continually as
own.
a fighter.
Yes.
He studied fencing. That's how he revised his footwork in fencing, using
He
the right hand
adopted
as
that.
a lead.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
and
adopted that
bits and
from
pieces
his
of the
brother.
Hungar style, as I'm sure Andy had observed with some of the
Yeah.
movements that Bruce had done, and high kicks from Taekwondo, from Junri.
Karate.
Yes, and from Chuck Norris's Tang Sudo. They've
Yeah, Tang
exchanged a
Sudo.
lot of techniques as
Yeah.
well. So, yeah, I mean, he realized you could learn from everybody and add on to your arsenal what's needed, whatever
Yeah.
you're lacking. And
And
that's
reject
what
what
it's
is
all about.
useless.
That's
And
right.
that's all
Take what's
about. That's
useful, reject what's useless.
yes.
That's right.
And put
Mhm.
your own technique, your own system.
Make it your
Right?
own. Yes.
Make it your own. That's what I've been doing because
Right.
I don't have any the means to go to America to train with them. But someday I'm still
Right.
dreaming of coming there. But I train myself. But I train with my friends who's masters in different arts like silat,
Right.
jiu-jitsu, judo. I train with them. I studied
Right.
with my compadre in Spanish, compadre, right? You know that
Right.
compadre friend. I studied with him. His name is Bongobinir. I studied with him in 2004. While putting up my own Kamaido Jeet Kune Do, I founded Kamaido martial arts in 1997 of July 5, 1997. I founded that. But the base foundation is karate and Jeet Kune Do because
Hmm.
I'm studying Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee in the books that I read and bought, you know, because
Hmm.
I put up my own system and then I studied and trained myself in kickboxing,
Hmm.
in taekwondo kicks also in taekwondo kicks, and I was the one in 1999 training with my students with gloves. We're
Hmm.
in 1999. We're in here in the Philippines. Very rare or few martial arts have been using gloves
Hmm.
because of bare knuckles. They use bare knuckles, and
Right.
then uh, the jiu-jitsu thing became popular in the Philippines in the year 2000, 1993,
Hmm.
1993. But it made a blast in 2000.
Right.
And then till this MMA became popular here in the Philippines in the mid of 2000s, right, Andy?
Right.
Then I met Andy KUNZ, who's training in Arnis. Yeah, Andy KUNZ,
Right.
yeah, right. He's in the Hall of Fame, right? Andy KUNZ, you were in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, yes. So
Hmm.
So, thanks to Lacan Nicolas, my buddy, my friend, Lacan Nicolas. Uh,
Hmm.
Rest in peace. Uh, Andy KUNZ is with him. Hey guys, Ikusan, what can you say? We're about to end the the
Sorry, I
live
don't have
meeting.
anything to ask. just
Yeah,
here
yeah.
to meet you, and I don't know your background.
Ah, you heard about their background now. So
Uh,
you're going to train with me someday soon. You're going to train with me.
po sabi
And
ni
you're going
po
to meet
ni
them.
Julian Solon, "Ikaw, Chris Ann,
Yeah,
kailan ka mag-start? Turuan namin ni si Fubi."
Sipuvic.
Kahit kailan po puwede.
Yes, and Andy and Bobby are going to meet soon, Chris. And if there be a
Yay!
chance of going to your place, Bobby, to train with you with Chris. All right,
All right.
you'll be happy for that. All right, guys. Thank you for giving your time to us for our interview. And sorry for the 1 hour only interview for this StreamYard. Sorry for that, but that is the limit. But I know we've learned a lot from you. The audience learned a lot from you. Thank you very much, Chris, and I learned and heard about you. And thank you very much, guys, for that. And see you soon someday, Bobby and Andy Coons again. I miss you, Andy, and hope to and looking forward to do open with you guys and train with you guys, especially the Mukjong. I love to train in Mukjong.
May ano pa
Okay,
po, may kalahati
may
pa po tayong oras.
meron pa? I thought wala na.
Ano po, ano mo muna ako
In-adjust
mag-alin?
mo? Okay,
Opo.
okay. Bobby and Andy, still we're on. Let's see what Chris Ann still have with us. All right, come on, Chris Ann.
They were like, Pop, why you all like that? Why you tall like that? Why you all like that? Rock, 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 then bend my knees every time the beat drop. Rock, 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 then bend my knees every time the beat. I got what you need. In the store right there with you. You get what you please. We about to get it on. When I'm trying to keep it drama free,
stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop.
Okay. Go! Wow! Wala. Clap your hands. Andy Cruz.
Pag naririnig mo to nasa atin kami nang hinahanap mo. Pam-pam, pam-pam, magkailan sabay sa pakiramdam. Pam-pam, gawa namin ito habang bilog din ang buhay. Sumabay na sabay sa pakiramdam. Pam-pam, naririnig mo to nang hinahanap mo.
DJ Sabe on the mix.
But that, hey, Bobby, Andy, do you like that?
It's
Absolutely.
nice.
So that's
Yes.
nice. Chris, and by the way, is one talent of mine in GBT films, and also she is part of the Ningas Pinas talent show here here on the internet. We saw here on net.
Mhm.
Yes.
Uh, what she had shown us is a part of her talent that had been shown in the Ningas Pinas show. All right, very good, Bobby. That
Hmm.
that kind of stuff she's been doing is good for martial arts.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Bobby.
Good exercise.
And hey, Bobby, tell me, frankly,
What's
do
that?
you dance also before? Do you love dancing before when you were a teen or whatever or young kids?
Not really. I've done my best dancing while in the boxing ring when I boxed as an
Uh
amateur,
huh.
of course. I like to dance to my own music in times like that, and
All right. All right. That's good. That's good. How about Andy? Do you dance also? I heard you
As
do.
I was young, I was a break dancer. We had a
Break
break
dancer.
dance, but the level was very, according to now, it was very low because we only have simple moves like simple head spins and the windmill. But what I see today, I cannot compete with them as I was young. Yes, because
But
it's
yeah.
really skillful now. Like in the beginning, like in the 80s, the breakdance is very simple moves, and there
hmm
was also electric boogie. You move like a robot and stuff like that. And I was very much involved in that skateboarding and
Yeah.
breakdance. That's a new
hmm
thing in Switzerland in this time.
All
that may
right.
sound like a prehistoric ancient history to Chris Ann there.
Yeah. Guys, actually, I forgot. We still have more time. Okay, that's okay with you. Just a couple of minutes. Okay.
Sure.
Chris Ann would like to ask both of you personal question.
Yes.
Chris Ann,
Direct
ask it.
visit. What do you like to eat?
Me? No, you're asking them. You ask them. You ask them. Both of them. Come on, Chris
What
Ann.
do you like to eat?
What? Come
What?
on.
I'm
What?
sorry. We couldn't hear you clearly, Chris Ann. Say that
Yeah.
again, please.
What do you like to eat?
What do you like to eat? What is your favorite food? She mean.
Yeah, yeah.
She meant.
Oh, well, if I may go first, I don't have one favorite food because that's the thing. When you travel around the world, um, you get to try so many different cuisines. You cannot just pick one as your favorite, you see. But if I have to narrow it down to where what are my preferred dishes here in the Philippines, well, let's see. If that's what you mean, Chris Ann. Um, well, I very much like Bicolano dishes like laing and
Laing.
milkfish and spicy sisig with rice.
Wow.
I'm getting hungry just talking about that right now. Um,
That's psychology
yeah.
of yeah, that's psychology. You're getting hungry when you talk about that.
hmm
All right. How about Andy? I know Andy what's his favorite? Spaghetti and pizza.
Uh, as a Swiss, I addicted to cheese, so I miss cheese so much. Italian
Mm.
cheese, French cheese. So we have a lot in Switzerland, but here in Philippines, what I really like is bulalo, and
Bulalo.
especially crispy bulalo. There's a bulalo, they make it crispy. Oh, that's
Wow.
very very nice to eat.
hmm
Wow.
And then,
Bulalo.
and
Crispy. Is that crispy pata? You like crispy pata
I
also, Andy? You heard that? Crispy
have
pata?
with Pietro Campo, he invited me to cow tongue,
Mm-hmm.
lingua de so it's very delicious how they do it in, but I only had it one time, cow tongue.
Wow. You like Chinese food, Andy? Do you like Chinese food?
Oh, I like the sweet and sour chicken so much.
Chicken,
So
right?
yes, but Uh, the sad thing is the one I like I only get it in Hong Kong. Even in China they don't have this Hong Kong eating sour
Hmm.
chicken.
I know what you mean, Andy. Yes, I've looked for that here too. Even in Chinatown, you cannot find that here.
Ah, yeah.
Yes,
I only find here in the Manila is the you call that sisig. I like sisig.
right.
Yeah,
But
right.
speaking of mainland China in Beijing, my favorite is the Peking duck.
Yeah, Peking duck.
Yes,
Peking duck. In
Yes.
America, it's turkey.
yes.
Every 4th of July, right?
No,
No,
turkey's in
Thanksgiving.
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 That's November.
Thanksgiving. Sorry.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
November. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Thanksgiving. I forgot. Yeah.
Hmm.
4th of July is what? In America. What usually food you
Oh, Fourth of
you have?
July.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Anything, anything
Anything.
and everything. You can have turkey at that time too, or in Texas, where I lived for a few years, we would have
Mm-hmm.
honey roasted ham.
Wow. Chris Ann, you heard that? Honey roasted ham. You know,
Hmm.
guys, what's the favorite food of Chris Ann? She loves uh what you call that? What
Well, where is
chicken, fried
Chris Ann?
chicken. She likes
Hmm.
fried chicken. Chris Ann, where are you? You left
Yeah,
us.
we should let her answer that. Yeah, let her tell us.
Yeah. Chris Ann, how are you? Hey, come on, what's wrong? Hey, you're not moving, Chris Ann. Look at you, just standing there. There you go. By the way, Bobby and
Yes.
Andy. Um,
Oh, there she is.
oh yeah, here you go. By the way, Bobby and Andy. Do you how often do you see each other in times of pandemic right now?
Oh, we've been seeing each other here about once a week, roughly, for
Mm-hmm.
training. And there were a couple times when Andy and his neighbor Ernie, our other friend of ours, would join
Oh,
us
Ernie
with the
Sarate?
Ernie. Yep.
Sarate? Ah, yup. Sorry. Ernie Sarate.
Yes.
Sorry. That's the other guy. Sorry.
Right.
Ernie, yup.
And they joined us, my
Sorry,
family
Ernie
and me,
Sarate.
with
Sorry.
our charity relief projects
Oh,
a
wow,
couple times.
nice. Hope
Aside
I
from
can
that,
join you.
we've gotten together to train once or twice a week.
That is your gym. That is your gym. Gym.
Yes. Where you seen me doing the wooden dummy
The
form?
mukbang.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
in
that's
my gym behind the home. Yes.
and then Andy trains there, and then some other. Is that the place where Andy used to do his training with the stuntman guys? Andy, that his
Mm-mm.
place, huh?
Yes,
In the
I live in North. The ride is only next village, so it's very
oh
near.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy lives only like 10 minutes away from me. So that's why
Wow, not
we're able
far.
to get together to train often. Yes.
Wow. This this thing happening is really had me miss something.
Mm.
If it's if things are right, man, I should join you in Bulacan and train with you. Right? With
Hmm.
Chris, look at Chris. Chris, what is your favorite food? Bob is asking.
Yes. Tell us.
Huh?
What's that? Can't hear you. What?
Chicken.
Oh,
Oh,
see, chicken,
Chicken.
Bobby. She loves chicken. She loves to
okay.
eat
I'll tell you
chicken.
what. When the time comes when we all get to train together here, we'll have chicken as our post-training
Wow.
meal. How's that?
Wow.
Palakpak, Chris, palakpak naman. Sound effect, palakpak, uy. Palakpak.
We'll have plenty of chicken here.
Wow.
I have a
Your sound effect.
question.
All
What's
right.
that?
What is your favorite place here in the Philippines?
My favorite place. Again, that is a difficult question to answer because, as you know, Philippines has so many islands here, so many beautiful places to see.
Yes.
Well, I'll just name a few places that comes to mind now. Of course, Baguio's one, way up north where it's nice and cool and has its own beauty.
Yeah.
And let's see, Palawan was lovely, as well as Boracay and
Yeah.
several areas in Cebu and Bohol, of course. Um, yeah, so many lovely places. Even in Bicol region, there are a lot of separate islands out there. I mean, I remember one time on Christmas Day, it was nice, hot and sunny there. I mean, I think from that experience, I think way back in the day, Vic, Frank
Mm.
Sinatra and Bing Crosby, I think they came up with the lyrics to "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas" while
Oh, really?
visiting these islands,
How?
while
Oh,
going to
is
the
that so?
beaches here. Probably because
Oh,
I've never been anywhere um, in the world where it's nice, hot, and sunny on a beach on Christmas Day.
yeah. Andy, oh, yeah. Andy's laughing. Uh, Probably he remembers someone because
Oh
we're
yeah,
talking about Christmas. You right,
right.
Andy? You remember someone, Andy? Every Christmas Eve about
The
snow?
nicest place in the Philippines
Yeah.
for me is Sagada because I get so many places
Close
through
by.
tape.
Oh
But
yes,
Sagada is amazing. It's the nicest place in the world. So if uh, if I have to go one place and I cannot leave anymore, so I would choose Sagada.
yes. I
Sagada.
neglected to mention Sagada. That's another one I should have
Yeah.
mentioned. Definitely.
And
I would
and
go in
Sagada,
Sagada too.
I ever tried that they have this seaweed coffee and they have the best lemon cake if you eat there. Or
Hmm.
wow,
Yes.
it's amazing. The coffee is amazing in Sagada. I think it
Right.
was
Uh huh.
also best coffee in the world. They nominated Sagada coffee as best coffee in the world.
Right. Yes. Now remember, I took back a couple of bottles of coffee wine. Yes, that was
Mhm.
great. Hmm.
You still have that?
I still have one bottle. Yes. It's good to mix with coffee in the morning. It'll give you a pick you up while you feeling tipsy at the same time.
Oh, that's nice.
Perfect for training in drunken master.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Bracken Master?
Or the drunken monkey, whichever, whatever the name of that style is. I'm not too familiar with it. Yes, like you're holding the wine, moving
One.
around like this, and
Yeah.
strike. Yes.
That's right.
Hmm.
Can you show me a little bit of your uh, style, Andy Cruz? Just here, just a little bit, just like what I'm doing. Just doing some, just flowery movement. Know the style, right, Andy?
That
Know the
looks like
style?
futsal. What you're doing
Yeah,
there, Vic?
yeah.
Futsal, Wing Chun, and Tansao.
And so, how about you, Andy? Oh,
I can only
oh,
use one hand because I have to hold the cell phone.
all right. How about this, Andy? How do you call this one? Back piece. Simple
Backhand.
back piece. Yeah, back piece. Back. How about this bridge?
That's Biuji or
Yeah, BG.
Biosao. Biosao.
Actually, Bobby, yeah, actually, Bobby, this is a free thing to do right now in our show. So we can do things, a lot of Chris's thing right now, so that Chris Ann will be familiar for what we're doing and the terms, all right? Just a couple of showing some
Okay.
stuff from Kung
Well,
Fu.
in Wing Chun,
Yeah,
as
show us.
of course the same principle in JKD is to protect the center line. Because as you
Right,
know, the closest distance from point A to point B is a straight line.
that's right.
So a lot of the movements, for example, the stance is here to protect the center line or the central line. It's ambidextrous. You use both arms at the same time. Unlike Jikundo, you use this stance only,
Mm-hmm.
the forward stance. But What we
No,
have is
Wing
the
Chun.
four gates from the center, like
I
what you
saw that
just
in
did.
Bruce book. Yeah.
Yes, Bielsa with the punch this way. This is what you call the four gates. See, Bielsa with a punch, Kwanzaa with a punch for blocking lower strikes, Bielsa, and the Tansao,
Uh huh. Sansao.
hmm and
Uh,
Paksao, the slap
Paksaw.
block.
My favorite Paksaw. Mm,
Just inside and outside Paksao.
yeah. Wow, that's nice. Hey, clap. Sound effects. Very good, Bobby. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you very much, Bobby, for that short presentation of Wing Chun and JKD stuff. How about you, Hongar? Even though you're holding your cell phone, you can do stuff like this one. Only one hand, Hongar.
That's gonna be four animals with the cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm still there.
Yes. We can see you there.
Yeah, but you're not moving. Oh, there you are. Okay.
There you are.
I make it sitting. That's the crane,
Train. All right.
tiger, snake.
Snake.
hmm
Uh huh. That's right. Good. Nice. What else? Wow. Very good, Andy. Yeah.
So
And hey, yeah. Hey, Bobby.
Yes.
You love watching old films, right? Of kung fu
hmm
movies in Jackie Chan.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like back in the
Yeah. Yeah.
'70s, the Shaw Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the old days, with this shocking dubbing voice of the actors, right, in English, he said, "Hey, wanna fight me kung fu? Wanna
Well,
fight me
that's the
kung fu?"
thing. Hong Kong cinema, they didn't do much
Yeah, we're talking
talking. You
about Hong Kong
see,
cinema.
yeah,
Yes.
they didn't do much talking. That was more action than dialogue. And
Yeah.
back in those days, they used to dub what they would say, so they would shoot the movies without any sound, and they would do
Yeah.
put in the voice actors later afterwards, and the sound effects like that with the punches and kicks. Yeah.
Now we are into movies now in Hong Kong. That's good. Hey, Christian, you listen to our conversation regarding the old
Yeah.
cinematic kung fu movies because you're into. And you know what? I have a former friend. He's a Filipino action star before the 70s. He's very popular in the 70s. His name is Ramon Zamora. You heard about him, Andy Kunz? Ramon Zamora. He he died in 2007. He's a veteran actor. He's a Filipino martial arts actor in the 70s, Ramon Zamora. He's
Mm.
a you know he's very popular here in our country. He was dubbed as the Bruce Lee of the Philippines because he's imitating Bruce Lee way back in the 70s because the 70s is Bruce Lee era, right? So this Ramon
Right.
Zamora guy became my friend in 2006 because I directed him with his show, with this theater show in 2006. Then he's old. That time, of course, he's old. He's in his 70s. And then he told me that stories about his heyday during his kung fu movies in the Philippines, wherein he do uh, local movies here in the Philippines, not only Filipino movies, but he did some international movies in Hong Kong, and it
Mm.
was dubbed in English also. Because some of the, you're familiar with Bruce Lee,
Mm.
Bruce Lee,
Ho
some,
Chung Tao. Yeah, he's a
yeah, yeah,
Taiwanese
yeah.
actor. Yeah.
You're popular with them. Those Bruce Lee, what you call that?
Bruce Lee imitators.
Exploitation,
Or
this
Bruce
exploitation,
Exploitation. Yeah.
exploitation.
Yes.
They went here also in the Philippines and made a movie with those with Ramon Zamora. And Ramon Zamora told me this story when he did this movie with them, with this Hong Kong cinema production. Um, he didn't say something with his lines because it was written in Chinese. So he was told to say just to say something in his language, wherein he just like but without words, just saying just his lips like this one. That's it. And then they dub it.
Uh,
They will tell him in English about what will going to happen in the scene.
hmm.
And then he told me that he was saying nothing. He just saying, "Wow," and then fight, fight, fight.
Right.
That's it. Situation, just fight, fight, fight. Hey,
Hmm.
you wanna fight my kung fu? You wanna fight my martial artist? So, but that was classic, right? That was classic.
Right.
Andy, you're familiar with the Hong Kong movies, right? Who's your favorite action hero or actor in the 70s, Andy Kunz?
So
Who's your favorite? Do you have any?
me,
Yeah, yeah,
Tilong,
yeah.
Tilong. I
Huh?
was always fan of Tilong.
Pilong? Who's Pilong?
Tilong. He make lots of good movies, and he's
In the
always
70s?
together with David Chung. David Chung, Tilong. They were
Oh,
always
but our
actually
viewers, yeah,
before
excuse me,
Bruce
but
Lee.
our
Tilong
viewers,
was
oh yeah, sorry.
most popular actor in Hong Kong.
All right, okay. But to our viewers, Andy Kunz for FYL for Andy Kunz Master uh, was one of the cast of Kung Fu Hustle, right, Andy?
Yes, the tailor with the iron rings.
Iron Rings. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's one of the popular action supporting actors in the 70s in Hong Kong movies, right? The 70s.
Yes, yes.
What's his
He
name?
was
What's his
also in
name?
Jackie Chan movies. He shoot with Jet Li also.
Jet Li. I love Jet
Yes,
Li.
he was in different. I think more than 70 movies. He had supporting roles.
Hmm. Guys, Bobby,
Yes.
uh, does Bruce Lee movies make you do martial arts?
Well, I'd have to say yes. I grew up around the time when, well, Bruce Lee had actually died less than a year before I was born, but
Hmm.
Bruce Lee was still quite popular back then in Japan when I was around the time that picture was taken that I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
And that's when Jackie Chan had also started coming on the scene.
Ah,
Um,
that was in 1976.
yes. And I remember Jackie Chan quite well too. And well, he was in the movie Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. He was one of those guards who Bruce's character had killed in that film.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
In the
aware of
film.
that, but
Yeah, I know, I know.
I remember watching the news back then as a young child that about that having taken place. Jackie Chan was a stuntman when he started out in the film industry, and then he started to come along in his career a few years after Bruce's death. So yeah, I would definitely say that Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan were my huge influences. And then in the early to mid '80s, that's when the Karate Kid era had started, and
Yeah.
karate was starting to be mainstream again, at least in the U.S. at the time. I was 10 years old when that came out. See,
Actually,
so
martial arts movie in the Philippines was so huge
mhm,
before. It
right.
was all karate, it was all martial arts, it was all Bruce Lee. I was really
Hmm.
inspired by Bruce Lee when I was a kid. Hey, you Andy,
Hmm.
also, have you been influenced by Bruce Lee movie by watching Bruce Lee movie, or someone else? Andy.
First movie I saw was the one-armed boxer, and I was very impressed of Tilong. So I like his style,
All
and
right.
that's why I'm very interested in Hungar because uh, uh, Tilong was also a student of Chiu Chiling's brother of Chiu Wei. He was also a Hungar practitioner. So so I like that style very much. So that was my influence. So I was very much fascinated from these animal styles. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's what my background. And There's always two things I liked in my life. Is one is acting and one is kung fu. So that was always my passion.
Yeah. Actually, excuse me. Just want to say shout out to Star TV Hunter. Star TV Hunter. He said that hero, StreamYard is 20 hours. Is that right, Chris Ann? 20 hours StreamYard.
Opo.
So the time changed, not like before
Opo.
last time. We only have 1 hour. Okay, back in martial arts
Ano
movies
po,
again.
I have one more. This is my last question.
Okay.
Don't you have
Okay.
difficulty doing martial art because you have a big body?
Did you have
Actually,
any difficulty? Yeah. Next
no
question.
difficulties at all because, again, when you train in martial arts, you have to adapt your training to your physical attributes. I mean, being a big guy like myself, I may not have much speed, but I have a lot of power in my shots
Yeah.
to where I would learn timing and precision and wait for the opponent to come at me so that my strike will be twice as hard, like a collision. Because of course, in when it comes to fighting, when you want to hit your opponent, you have to move to your opponent or make him move toward you. You know, and
Yeah.
that's the same concept in boxing. So yeah, as you get older, well, when you're young and flexible, yeah, that's the time to develop your skills because everybody ages and
That's right.
you're never the same as you used to be. And that's when wisdom comes with experience. And by then, you will have known to take full advantage of your positive attributes to make it work for you. So
Yeah, you said it, man, clearly.
it's not all about size. It's about using your skills and using them in the best way possible for you. hmm
Yeah. Nice. Nice saying, man. Very good.
do you agree,
Very
Andy?
good. You agree, Andy? Andy,
Yes,
so still so fast.
uh,
He has
I
some
changed
ages.
also because as I was young, I never gained weight. I was always 75 kilogram and
hmm
6.1. I was very thin. So it was very good for me to do the northern style. I can jump and everything. But later, I get into weightlifting. I gain 20 kilograms, so my style have to change because I cannot no more jump and stuff like that. And also and everything is more difficult if you have 20 kilo more. So uh, it's always a way. If you're light, you can jump. If you're heavy, you're more connected to the floor. You have more power. So
hmm
everything you can use for your advantage. If you're very light, you can do monkey style or whatever. You are
Right.
very flexible. But if you're heavier, you have to also change your style. So you
Sumo
just
wrestling.
adjust
You do
because
sumo now.
that it also if you get older, you have a lot of injuries. You break many bones, and every
Mm,
time you have something, you have to adjust. Like I
right.
broke my hand, so I can hit my opponent only on this way or other way. Otherwise, I pain myself. Like
hmm
especially if you do like kickboxing, you break your thumb and some stuff like that. So you have to adjust. You have to hit on the other way. Otherwise, the old injuries will open again. So
hmm
you always have to adjust.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Nice one.
for the biggest guys, sumo wrestling can be quite effective too. I mean,
Hmm.
they may not be able to strike you well, but once they put you on the floor and put their weight on you, well, I don't care how good of a striker you are. When they put their
Yeah,
weight on you, that's it. Game over.
yeah.
Also,
Again,
I
it's
I
what
watched
works for you.
I, I watched today in YouTube, and there was the highlights of Father Bean. So he's really like he's really a huge guy, but if he punch you, oh, No
Yeah,
chance. So
that's right. It's scary seeing 300 pounds of pressure in a punch connecting to somebody's jaw, breaking it upon impact. So, again, it's not all about size. Size does not matter if you can use that size properly
Yeah.
to your
mhm.
advantage. So, that's the thing about martial arts. You never underestimate any fighter, regardless of how they look. Because,
That's right.
oh, speaking of
Even
which, when I first started in martial arts, I think I was Chris Ann's age right here, if you could see that. When I
wow,
was,
is that you?
yes, when I first started training in Wing Chun, that
Oh,
was me.
Krista is handsome. Huh? All right. Kristan's laughing. Oh, she said, I should have met you before.
Mm.
Wow.
See, that
Mm.
was foot sweep.
Nice one. Good sweep. Very good. Clap, clap, clap. Chris Ann. That's nice. Mm. Andy Cruz, do you have a picture, Andy?
Picture in my computer. I have to say.
Actually, Chris Ann, Andy Cruz was living in Cavite before. Where in Cavite you were living here? Ah, you were living there, Andy. Where in Cavite?
Uh, I was living in uh, General Trias.
Huh? What?
General Trias. You know General
Ah,
Trias?
General Trias. Yes, yes, General Trias. That was too far away. General Trias. Chris Ann, malayo sa inyo yon? General
I found
Trias.
Sabi
that
mo
was
kasi sa Dasmariñas.
that was me before.
Wow. Wow. Is that you, Andy? Wow, that's nice. That's nice,
I
Andy.
did all flying back fist.
Uh-huh. Wait, I'm going to show you mine too. Where's mine? Mine is here. Mine is here, oh, guys. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Ah, here you go, guys. This is me, but not martial
Nice
arts.
naman.
I'm a datu.
All right.
I'm a datu in the TV series Amaya
Mm.
back in 2012. 2011. It was 2011. That was ages ago. Long time ago in Bethlehem. Long time ago in Bethlehem. All right. So, guys, me for you to know that Bruce Lee was my biggest idol. What you call idol, but I don't want to call it idol anymore because I
Hmm.
changed my way of saying those words. But he's one of my favorite martial arts actor
Alright, ano
and
na
martial
po,
artist.
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Okay, just one say, he influenced me a lot up to
Mm.
now because I'm the one who I would like to show to everybody that Bruce's legacy is still here, living here in the Philippines.
Hmm.
Okay, and thank you very much, guys, for having you. Okay, I say it again for having
Thank you
you
po.
in our show. Okay, thank you very much. Chris Ann, can you say goodbye to them? Chris Ann?
Yan, goodbye to all of the viewers.
All right. Bobby and Andy, say something. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ay, Snoopy. Thank you, guys.
To be
Thank
safe.
Thank you
you.
po.
Thank you. Next time again, guys. Next time again. Okay, we're out
Our
of time
pleasure.
now. Thank
Yan.
All right.
you.
Thank you po, Sir Andy.
Yeah, Sir Andy and
Thank
Sifu
you, Sir Robert.
Bobby Bridges, Robert Bridges. Thank you very, very much.
My pleasure.